Okay guys, so we've drawn the cube now, and what we'd like to do now is to add those circular features that dice have. So we need to do the numbers from 1 to 6 using circles on each face of the cube. Okay, um, the stuff you learn in this video will probably be the hardest thing you will do in today's lesson. But try bear with me. I won't keep the videos too long as you have a chance to digest them and move on to the next part as you progress. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I need to sketch on each surface. So obviously this has 6 different surfaces, okay, and we have to sketch on each one of those the 6 numbers, okay. To select a side, it doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm going to start with this one here on the left. To select it, I'm going to right click and I'm going to say create sketch, okay. It will turn itself so that it faces me, and what's happening now is I can actually sketch on this surface. So imagine if you have a pen or a piece of paper, you're sketching on that surface, okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a line from this diagonal to this diagonal here, and a line from this diagonal to this diagonal here as well, okay. How I do that is by going to sketch and picking line, or to do the shorter version you can just press L on your keyboard and that will give you a line as well, okay. So click on this corner and drag down to this corner here. That's one line done, and I'm going to go from this corner up to this corner here. Okay, these are construction lines. They're not construction lines just yet, but they're going to help us in terms of our drawing and where to place our circles. I don't want them to be full lines like that. I want them to be construction lines because I just want them to help me find the location of my circles and not to have any impact on the drawing. So what I do is here, guys, I click on them. So click on each line and press X. Okay, that changes that into a dotted line or dashed line, which is a construction line. So I'm going to click on it again and I'm going to press X. Okay, there I have my 2 construction lines completed now. Okay, so they're dashed lines. So from there, guys, we're going to have to draw some circles. Okay, circle, as you can probably guess, you can press C on your keyboard. Okay, which will give you the circle icon, and you can also go to sketch and select circle here as well. Okay, center diameter circle is fine. Don't worry about the other ones unless you're doing a specific task. You'll be told about those, but the top one is the perfect one for now. So I'm going to click on that, or let's press C on the keyboard, whichever you prefer. And I'm going to draw 5 circles. I'm going to do the side with 5 to show you as a demonstration, because if you can do the one with 5, you can do the one with 2, you can do the one with 3, you can do the one with 4 easily as well. Okay, so I'm going to do the one with 5. So you imagine I'm going to have a circle here in the middle, I'm going to have a circle in this corner, this corner, this corner, and that corner up there. Okay, so what I do is select circle, then go to the middle, and I'm going to click and drag. Now it snaps on to 20 for me. Okay, it snaps on to 10, and it'll snap on to 20 as well, and 30, 40, up in 10s like that. Okay, I want you to get in the habit of dimensioning your circles, so you can make it a little bit bigger than 20 if you like, and then you can dimension it afterwards, and then you can change the sizes as you want. Don't worry about the size of the circles first of all, we do all the dimensioning afterwards. So click there, and I'm going to draw 4 more circles on these diagonal lines in different locations, and I'm going to dimension them afterwards. Okay, so again, don't worry about the size of the circles just yet or the positions, just know that you have to draw 5 of them. Okay, from there I want to dimension those circles to make them all the same size. Okay, so if you remember, my shortcut button is D for dimension, so press D for dimension, and I'm going to click on the circle, drag upwards, and I'm going to say this to be 20. Click here, 20. Click here, 20. Down, 20. Cross, 20. Okay, those circles are all 20. 20 is a nice size for our shape, our dice. It was 100 wide, so 20 is an appropriate size for the circles. What you need to do now, guys, is dimension from the center of the circle to the corner. Okay, so what you do is click on this one here and click on the corner and drag diagonally. Okay, you can do it 20 like that, but it's I want you to learn the skill of doing a diagonal dimension. So drag downwards diagonally, and you're going to change that dimension to being 25. Okay, I'm going to do the same for all 4 corners. Okay, there we have it. All 5 circles are dimensioned. You notice that they've changed from blue to black, which means they're defined and fully defined, which means you have 2 sets of dimensions on them, and Fusion 360 is happy where they're placed. Okay, now to finish this section off, what I need to do is I need to extrude cut these circles into the cube. So you remember before we extruded outwards, which means we had a square, we turn that into a cube. What you're going to do here is you're going to change these circles so that they cut into the actual piece. Okay, so what I can do is if I go up to the home button up here, it looks like a little house, click on that. It gives me a better view of what I'm actually getting up to here, and I'm going to try cut these circles into the cube. Okay, so I'm going to press E on my keyboard, okay, for extrude. Okay, you'll remember this menu from before. The profile we selected before was the square because that's where we're bringing out, but what profiles we're going to select now is the circles themselves. So I can zoom in here a little bit using my mouse, and I'm going to click on all 5 circles. Okay, now the direction arrow. Before we dragged outwards, you see like the menu button that you have for extrude, it looks a little bit like that device. But this one here, we're going to cut into the piece. So you notice that they changed to being red. Okay, it cuts in. So you can drag that in further or less. For us, we're going to just cut it in a distance of 2 millimeters. I think it's fine. So when you're doing 2, it's -2. Okay, because if you were to do +2, it would be coming out of the actual cube, but we want it to be recessed in, so we say -2. We're going to say cut, which is fine, degrees 0, and we've selected all 5, so that's fine. We can click OK, and there we see that the circles are now cut into the dice face. Okay, you need to do that 6 times, guys, obviously. So you have 5 dots on this one. We're going to do 3 possibly on this side. So I'll let you work away at that, but it's the same process, okay? The 3 will just look like the 5 minus the 2 on the sides. The 4 will just look like this one with the 1 missing in the middle. Very self-explanatory. The one that's a little bit more difficult is the 6, but I want to see if you guys can try that as well. It's the same process as the 4, but you're going to have to add 2 circles in there. Okay, that's a lot of information to try and digest. So take that on board, guys, and have a go at that for me. Thank you.